Welcome to the Chris and Sam podcast. Pull up a bar stool and join us for a random conversation, guaranteed to make you think or your money back.
Hey guys, welcome to the Chris and Sam podcast. My name is Sam, and across from me is my friend Chris.
The one and only.
The one and only.
Yeah.
And if this is the first time you're listening to the Chris and Sam podcast, well, welcome and hello. This is the podcast about randomness, technology, and life. We cover all sorts of different things. There's no overlying theme, really, to our ramblings. But
ramblings is a good word. Ramblings is pretty much where we're at. And speaking of ramblings, I have whiskey in my hand right now.
Yes,
so
it's
rambling.
It's not normal that Chris has a whiskey while we're recording. It's usual that Chris has a whiskey after we've finished recording. But you can check out everything we've done in the past at thechrisandsampodcast.com.
Yep, or if you prefer, you can check it out on iTunes or your favourite podcast slinger app thing.
Yes, whatever you use, you will find us there. Now, last week we didn't manage to push out a podcast, and there was a reason behind that. What happened there, Chris?
It was really busy. Actually, we've both been incredibly busy with a whole bunch of different things, but last weekend, most of all, was the Adam annual birthday movie marathon. 12 hours of movie goodness from Saturday night through Sunday morning.
Yeah, it started at 7 on Saturday and went right through. We got home at 8:30 the next morning.
Yeah. And yeah, that was great. It was good fun. And we had every intention of coming home, having a snooze, then getting up and doing the podcast later on that day to talk about it. And in fact, I got asked there just yesterday, how'd you get on with that podcast? So I went, it went well. It went well. And then I was thinking, hang on, did we actually do a podcast? No, we didn't. We didn't record anything. I was too tired. So anyway, here we are. We're here now. Talk about that movie marathon. What did we see? What did we see? First one was, Why Don't They Play in Hell?
Yes.
That was the first one, eh? Yeah.
Sounds good.
Okay, so it is a, what do you call it? Subtitled film. It was a Japanese subtitled film. I've been wanting to see it for like a year, I think. I've seen the shorts on online and stuff. I'm pretty sure I've shared the short or the trailer for it on my Facebook page. So I've been dying to see it, and I didn't know they were going to have it there, so I was pretty stoked with that. And it was insane. It was quite literally insane. It was awesome. Insane in a good way.
Yeah, if you get a chance to check that out, don't let the subtitles put you off. Check it out.
It's
very cool.
Yeah. Even if it's a little bit slow at the beginning, when the carnage really starts happening, it's awesome. It's awesome.
What was next? Was ABC's of Death number 2?
Oh, yeah, probably was. Probably that was what we saw next, which was pretty good. It was actually better than ABC's of Death 1, I think.
Do you just want to quickly outline what the whole...
Oh, yeah, so the thing is, now, on our other podcast, the New Zealand Filmmakers podcast...
Yes, we don't just have one podcast, folks. We have another one as well.
Yeah. We have a real one, and then we have this one.
Yeah, this is the... Yeah.
This is the Bethel Brother one. But the other podcast, we actually interviewed Tim Riley in episode 2. And Tim was the producer for ABC's of Death 1 and 2, or a producer of it. And so the idea was that... mostly Ant Timpson's idea, I believe. He got different directors from around the world to do a short film of a couple of minutes, a few minutes, on death. And they were each given a letter, A, B, C, D, E.
To Z even.
To Z, yeah. And so the film is just a compilation of all these different ideas. So it's really random, it's really wide. ABC's of Death 1, there was a couple of pretty lazy, lame ones. There were some awesome ones too. D for Dogfight is awesome. And I forget the one that I really like because I always forget the name because it was something Hyperion or something. I can't even remember if it was H or whatever it was, but awesome.
Excellent.
But the one we saw the other night was even better. Even better. So definitely check out ABC's of Death 2 if you're into that sort of thing. It's always good to watch that stuff with the crowd. That's not the sort of thing.
It's definitely great to see that stuff with the crowd, and especially the guys we all hang out with. We all seem to have the same sense of humour.
Yeah, which is pretty sick. That's a sense of humour. Sick. Anyway, so after that we saw
The car?
the car. I think we're missing something.
Let's just talk about the car.
Okay, so the car. Oh, why don't you talk about the car?
The car is from the 70s?
The 70s exploitation film.
Yeah, and it's a car that drives around and attacks people. Just a car. There's no one in it. It's voodoo forces at work or something. And a lot of the actors can't act unless they're moving their hands around randomly.
Yeah, special pointing finger classes.
So that was pretty cool.
No, it was really, really lame. That was the cool part about it.
It was funny as though.
Yeah, well, we're laughing at the movie, not with the movie, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, that's right. What else was there?
So then I do remember. I miss it. I know we're missing one, but
I'm trying to find it, but I'm not having much luck.
Oh yeah, no, I had a look for that today too because I was going to add it to the show notes, but I couldn't find the list that Adam published. I know he published one because I saw it somewhere. Anyway, yes, I remember Gremlins. Gremlins 2, actually.
Gremlins 2, not the first one.
Yeah, that was interesting because that was at, I want to say like 3 o'clock in the morning, and I did snooze through good chunks of that one.
Oh, we did miss number 2. I knew there was one.
Oh.
Okay, so Gremlins 2, you know what it's like. It's from the 80s. It was okay. It wasn't the best film. Anyway, number 2 in the list was Bunny and the Bull, which was a very quirky sort of English
That was out
film.
there, man. That was really out there. Did you like it?
The story was probably a bit crap for me, but
Yeah.
I liked the sets and the way it was filmed and the effects and things. That
Yeah.
really sold
And
it.
those two were quite characters, you know.
Yeah,
they
definitely.
They were definitely characters. So, yeah, it was good. For me, it was definitely one of those things that I'm like, yeah, that was cool. I've seen it once and I never want to see it again. You know, like...
Yeah, it's one of those films
I'd sit
wouldn't
through
watch
it again if somebody was going to watch it. I've seen it before, but I wouldn't want to necessarily see it again.
Yeah, fair enough.
But it was well done. It was well done. Because they did a lot of cartoon backgrounds and stuff like that because they're just shooting it on a budget, I guess. So that was pretty cool. What else did you have there?
We
on
ended
that
it
list?
off with Batman.
Hang on, we've missed something else, haven't we?
No, we haven't. Keep up, Chris. I know you're old and you can't
Okay.
remember things,
No.
but it was Batman the movie.
Batman the movie. See, he's got 2 screens and both of them are turned towards him. See, this would be my problem.
There's a reason for that. My laptop screen is basically stuffed, and every now and then it starts flickering, and I swear I'm going to start having an epileptic seizure at any point. And I've been running the computer with the the laptop closed, but through the screen.
Oh, okay.
But I need to upgrade the screen because they're different aspect ratios.
Right.
Anyway, now you can see the screen. You're happy.
I'm sort of happy now. What about you? Let's talk about that then. Your Chromebook.
We were talking about the...
Well, we've
movies.
talked about that. We saw the movies.
No, hang on. Wait. Oh, yeah, okay. That's right. Yeah, I brought a Chromebook the other day.
Yes. So, are you going to start recording the podcast on a Chromebook instead of this monstrosity of a laptop?
No, I can't. It's a Chromebook. Can't run software.
Really? Even if you can't, even if you put it on a USB stick.
Yeah.
Ah.
No. Well, I haven't looked into it, but I don't think it can.
Okay. All right.
No, this works fine. This computer here.
All right.
Look at it go. This is basically now a desktop. It's not going anywhere.
Yeah, fair enough. I do have a nicer, newer laptop.
Yeah,
in
we
there that I
spoke.
don't
We
use.
discussed that.
Okay. All right. So anyway, so that was last weekend.
Yes.
What else did we? What have we been doing? You got your Chromebook, which we've ascertained cannot do actual software.
No. There are limitations to a Chromebook, and you have to realise that. But
Do you want to explain what a Chromebook is in case somebody doesn't get it?
it's
Maybe?
basically a little tiny thin laptop. It's quite small, isn't it, Chris?
Yes, very small.
It boots up. This one is a medium paced one, so it's not the fastest in the world. But I'll just show Chris how quickly this boots up. So remember, this isn't one of the fastest ones around. So that's it there.
Yeah.
I'm just going to press the... I've got to wait for the light to go out. Basically, a Chromebook runs the Chrome browser as an operating system. So anything that you can do on a Chrome browser, this can do. They come with very small memory. They only have 16 gig of onboard storage. You can add memory sticks and SD card. This one's got 4 gigs of RAM. Most of them only have 2.
Yeah.
And if I press that button, I've just pressed it there. This is a medium speed
It's coming
Chromebook.
up.
Yes.
And
That's
it's on the desktop.
That's
Yep.
it. As soon as I log in, it's ready to go.
Yeah.
So it's about 5 seconds to boot.
I mean, looking at it, it is very light. You could put it in your handbag. I know Sam does. And
Says
if
the
you
man
go
that
to-
has a man bag.
I don't think it would fit in my man bag.
No, it wouldn't. Nothing fits in your man bag. It's crap.
But But it would be great to take to sit on a plane and type away and stuff if you were doing Google Docs. That's what I wanted to say. Google Drive
anything
and all
online.
that sort of thing.
They work really well. A lot of the apps and plugins now work offline, so it's not a big problem. These Chromebooks get updated every 6 weeks, basically, on the software front from Google. And if you have a Chromebook that's like from 4 years ago, they're still running as fast as the ones today. They don't get bloated down. They never slow down.
Because they haven't got that big OS holding them back.
No,
Yeah.
and this one, the one I got, has 13-hour battery life. So it's been going for about 2 days now, solid.
Woohoo.
And I've still got 3 hours left.
Yeah.
So
Are you going to run
good.
it flat, or are you just going to charge it up?
I'm going to run it flat this time.
All right.
Just in case. Just for the first run through.
Just around.
But I'm quite impressed with it, quite like it, and they're really cheap. This is $200 US.
$200. That's pretty good.
But the thing is, you have to realise there are limitations. So, but for 90% of what I do and what most people do, which is check email, YouTube, Facebook, all that, amazing device.
Yeah, but having said that, it doesn't have it's Wi-Fi enabled, but it doesn't have a phone. What do you call it?
No.
SIM card type thing.
This one doesn't. You can get ones with SIMs.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Oh, cool.
Yep. They're probably the next models up.
Yeah.
And basically, if this Chromebook got destroyed or stolen or whatever, I just get another Chromebook, sign in, all my stuff's there in the cloud.
Yeah.
I don't need to do anything. I'm ready to go in
about... The cloud's it, man. The cloud is it. I love the cloud. I'm a big fan of the cloud. You know
you
that.
are. You are. You're always staring up at the sky.
All right. So we talked about Adam's birthday marathon. Hey, did you hear Automatic brought out Woo themes?
No, I didn't, but I just saw that on your list, and that actually surprised me because I thought he would have sent an email out by now.
Who did? Who?
Automatic. Normally they send out bulk emails.
Yeah, I got an email from Woo themes.
See, I don't
today.
deal with Woo.
So yeah. So Automatic might be sending that out. So that's interesting. It is interesting. So there's 3 guys started Woo themes. They're pretty big.
Yeah, I find some of their stuff a bit bloaty.
Yeah, I don't know. A Canvas is what I've used for a while, and with the website I've been working on for work recently, that's on Canvas, and yeah, it's looking good.
Yeah.
Even if I do say
that's
so
from your
myself.
point of view. Yeah.
I'm a hero.
Heard all about that today.
Yeah.
That was pretty much the story there, actually. I'm a hero. I built a website. Cool. Good
hero.
Good story, Chris.
Yeah, anyway, moving on. What about John Campbell?
What about the backlash to Hillary Barry crying?
What?
Oh, come on. You talk about John Campbell for
Okay,
our
so
people that don't know what's going on.
People that don't know what's going on. We got a current affairs program that's been going for a few years here. I don't know, 10 years? It was 10 years, It's just had its 10-year anniversary. And John Campbell. And so he's been on the telly every...
He's New Zealand's
7
David
o'clock.
Letterman, but not funny.
Yeah,
Probably
it's not funny. It's more a current affairs.
Current affairs.
It's more the Barbara Walters type thing, I would
that'd
say.
be the better.
Yeah. But, so anyway, they put him under review, and there was a lot of backlash, and everybody started watching, and he got way more viewers for the last couple of weeks because, he was under review. Anyway, they said, no, we're going to cut this format, and we're going to get another person on. It won't be called Campbell Live. It'll be called whatever, and you'll have a co-host. And he quit.
And 4 days a week.
Yeah, but it was put on the news last night, and we were watching news live, and one of the news presenters, because they're all work together and stuff, obviously, it cut from the news story to her, this news story about John Campbell to her, and she was busy crying and stuff, so she turned to the other co-host and was like, you have to read this one out, which was quite sweet. We were the 3 of us watching TV in the lounge upstairs. We were like, ho, ooh, ow, oh. I thought it was a real moment on television.
And it looks like...
So what was the backlash?
Michael Laws obviously wanted to be in the public eye again, so he had a little bit of a moan. They actually got rid of the tweet on this page. There was a tweet that actually said it.
If it's gone from the page, it's probably because he took it off Twitter.
Yeah, he wrote on his Facebook page that she was an overpaid news presenter who tears up about another overpaid presenter declining a 3-year contract with 8 times the average wage because his nose is out of joint. Girl, you need some perspective, urgent, he wrote. So anyway, there's a bit of a backlash around that, and, this is good. Russell Brown, public address, nice guy. He said, Michael Law's clearly not grasping what it is to be loved and respected by one's colleagues. And on our little local New Zealand news website, stuff.co.nz, this is pretty big because 733 comments. And these all range from people that agree with him to people that don't agree with him and all the crazies in between, because that's where they hang out.
I love the internet because I thought, people were normal until the internet was invented. And then it's like, oh my God, there are crazies, and they're so much fun.
Talking about crazies, have you ever, I don't think you ever have, did you know Trade Me has message boards?
Yeah.
And have you ever been on those?
Yeah.
Man, they're intense.
They're huge. It's one of the biggest. So for those of you that don't know, this is my story of Trade Me. Back in the day, I was pretty much on the cutting edge of the internet.
Yeah, and you're on the cutting edge of everything, but that's about as far as you get.
I was into eBay, and I was working out how eBay worked, and I was buying stuff over there and bringing it back here to sell and stuff. And over here, there were 8 auction sites, and one of them was this little Kiwi emblemed one called Trade Me. And Trade Me started getting bigger and bigger, and it was way better than the other local ones, but I figured just eBay would come and crush it. And so I actually said that to a few people, don't bother with Trade Me, eBay will crush it. Well, eBay is nothing in New Zealand, and Trade Me owns the online auction space, and it was actually sold to Fairfax Media for $700 million, which is a lot of money for a little New Zealand company.
A little bit of pocket change.
Yeah, so I met Sam Morgan once, and I told him that story and went, yeah, I thought you'd be failing, dude, so oops, sorry, you're the rich man now.
What was his reply to that?
He laughed. What do? You got to laugh. Notice how short that laugh was.
It was good.
All right, so anyway, moving on, I guess, from John Campbell. So what do you think? I like John Campbell. I think he's a great guy. I'm not sad that the program's going necessarily. I think things have to change. It's the nature of the world. But there is a conspiracy theory about, the guys that are running TV3 and all that, and they don't like them. If it is personal, I think they're, can I say it? I'll say it, wankers. And that's pretty rough, But
they've already interviewed his parents, and they said he's going to have a month off and just read some books and stuff. And it'll be interesting to see what he does next.
Yeah, it will be. I think he can do a lot, and he could go overseas and do a lot if he so desired.
Yeah, if he wanted to. But I think he's quite a big family man, from what I've read. Yeah, and he doesn't bring any of that into the home. Yeah, he gets the personal life very private, and
Yeah, my sister knew him long time ago, and said he was a lot of fun, and that was before I'd even heard of him. Well, before he was on 3 News in the main thing, he was working backstage in 3 News. So, and she said he was hilarious and just a really genuinely nice guy.
Excellent.
What else were we going to talk about?
You've put the budget. Obviously, you want to talk about the budget.
Oh, no, I just thought I'd put it down there because I figured
the government released its budget, and they said there was going to be no surprises, and what are they? Boom! Surprises in the face.
What surprises were there?
They did the extra money for the beneficiaries, but
that's extra. That's hilarious. Beneficiaries with a family get an extra $25 a week. However, you have to go back to work 2 years earlier.
Yeah, the KiwiSaver thing, effective immediately. Yeah. That wasn't. No one knew that was coming.
Yeah, it's hardly surprising though. So we have this KiwiSaver, which is a mandatory. No, it's not mandatory. It's still voluntary. Voluntary pension saving scheme. And the government says, look, if you join it, when you join it as a one-off, we'll give you $1,000 on that account. And they've been doing that for how many years now?
Quite a few. 5,
8, I don't know, something like that. And now they've said, we're going to stop doing that now. Whoopsie. I don't see that as even an issue. It must have been a slow news day. There mustn't have been anything of interest in the budget.
No, but the issue was that they said there was going to be no surprises, and then they go, boom, and it's effective immediately.
That's not a surprise. It's like,
no, it is a surprise. I'm sorry, I disagree.
It wasn't a surprise.
But then you like the government, so.
It's
because you ask our flatmate that moved out today, and holy crap.
Yeah. Well, she just has a raging
dislike for our Prime Minister.
Ponytail pulling dislike for.
Yeah, I don't think I'm that far down. I'm not that. Not as much as her.
But yeah, I mean. Yeah.
But she has moved out, so that means I can move out of the dungeon.
Oh, yeah. So Sam is getting
an actual room.
I was going to say like a raise, because you're going upstairs, like out of the dungeon up into a real bedroom. Then I'm going to put the spare bed back in the dungeon, rebolt the manacles to the wall,
Yeah.
and it'll be a guest room again.
Looking forward to moving furniture up and downstairs. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and your fridge.
Yeah, look at the fridge. It's awesome.
At least it'll be quieter in the studio with a fridge down here.
I don't even notice the fridge, to be honest.
I can hear it through the
Oh,
headphones.
yeah, I can hear it now that you mention it. Yeah. You got TPPA? You want to talk about that?
Nah.
No, okay,
We'll
just
talk
miss
about
that.
that later. But,
Did you put the naked protest in the airport?
Oh, yeah, there's a link in there. Have you got that? Yeah, check that out.
What happened?
So, some guy, and it's like, when I read it, I was like, oh, it must be some young guy, but it's some old dude, like, with grey hair balding on top. And he's getting in an argument. This is in the US. He's getting the argument in the airport, and he's just yelling at the bloody person behind the counter. You know, have you ever seen the Americans lose it like that? I've seen Americans... I'll talk about that in a second, but they lose it. So he apparently started losing at it, and they called security. So he just stopped yelling and stood there and looked at him for a second, and then just took all his clothes off.
Look how ashamed he looks in this picture here.
Well, it's
like
only
he's
'cause
defiant. He's defiant
he's naked
here.
and he's handcuffed.
Yeah, and his junk's just flailing around for all to see. And this woman here in this photo is going, "Oh my god, look at that!"
I'm surprised she hasn't got a phone out taking a photo, bro.
No, that's not photo worthy.
It probably isn't, but oh man, no. When I went to the States the first time, I don't know what was that, 1990 maybe, 89. No, excuse me. And we came out. We were in a tour, and we came out of got off the bus at some flea market thing they were taking us to, and this man and this woman got out of their car on either side of their car, as you do, passenger and driver, and they're walking in two different directions away from each other and non-stop yelling at each other as they're walking away from each other. Big full-on argument.
Yeah, sounds good.
Totally ignore everybody else in the car park. Like, you just wouldn't do that in this country. You'd just be too embarrassed. But no, they're
I
just
don't know.
middle-aged.
Some people do that.
Nah, middle-aged couple didn't give a shit who was listening, who was there. They're having their argument, and this is their space, and they can do whatever they like. And it was like, oh,
It's
a different world.
It is. Some
Different
people are
culture.
very, very angry.
So you've got kids cage fighting. What's that all about?
Well, no, I think I saw a link, and you're like, you got to put that there. I've got to bring the link up because we put that in a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, basically.
So there's a world of child cage fighting.
Yeah, boys who are trained to attack in MMA arenas. This is Daily Mail Online. Looks pretty brutal, eh? Actually,
There's a video with it, was there?
no, actually, there's a link. There it is. Yeah, so these kids and parents are getting real
So
upset.
how old are these kids? They're like 9 or something like that.
Maybe even younger.
Some as young as
5.
Go back up.
As 5.
5 years old.
Yeah, and look, they're in pain, getting choked out on the floor, and their mum's yelling at them.
Don't tap out! Don't tap out!
And this.
You're young. Your bones will heal.
I know. So it's a bit.
Oh my god! They have small cages. They've got.
Yeah, it's like
war
kid-sized
fighting, but just with younger kids. Oh my god! That kid is ripped.
Yeah, I know.
That kid's 7 years old and he's more ripped than I was at 20.
Yeah.
Actually, no, he's more ripped than I was at 17. I was ripped when I was 20, man.
Okay.
Sorry, almost finished the whiskey.
Yeah, you keep drinking that. So it's a bit scary. These people are doing cage fighting with kids. Actually, so yeah, we'll post a link to that on the show notes.
Yeah, post the link because that's like,
It's pretty interesting.
brutal.
But quickly, we're going to talk about this, which is a book.
Oh yeah, so did you finish the book?
Yeah, I read that in a day.
Yeah, I
Easy.
figured you would. But...
So this guy's been appearing on all these different podcasts lately that we listen to.
Yeah, so we both heard him on different podcasts.
Yes.
I heard him on, what did I hear him on? Oh, the Learning Leader with Ryan Hawke.
I think I heard him talking to Pat Flynn on Smart Passive Income blog,
Right.
whatever he calls it.
Yeah, so the guy that we're talking about is Hal Elrod, or Yo Pal Hal.
Yes, which apparently
I
is
don't
this
even
old-
know how you say that. Yo Pal Hal.
I don't know. I think it's stupid.
Yeah.
Anyway, he wrote a book. Oh, yeah, he keeps talking about himself, but basically he wrote a book about
He
how
wrote
to start.
two books, but
yeah,
this is the second
This is the second one. How to start your morning. How to is that what I want to say? How
Yeah.
to make your day better.
How to get more out of your day by starting it earlier and
Starting at
getting
the
into-
crack of dawn,
Yeah, or well before. In my case.
before you normally get up, and then going through a couple of different things, 6 of them.
Yeah.
You're going to run through them real quick. Silence is the first one. You do a bit of meditation.
Yeah, silence.
Affirmation.
Visualization.
Yeah. Exercise.
Gratitude. Oh, yeah.
Exercise. And then reading.
Reading and writing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you combine all those, and apparently you're supposed to get more out of your day.
The world becomes your oyster.
But honestly, I think you could cut almost all that out and just wake up early and exercise.
I don't know. So it is interesting because I heard him on the podcast and went, wow, that's a good idea. I bought the book on my Kindle, so I read mine first because Sam, of course, bought his book physical from Amazon.
I got a physical book.
So it took how long to get to you?
Not too long.
Yeah, anyway. It took me
2
like
weeks.
5 minutes. But the thing is, I went into it knowing that I wanted to do this thing anyway, right? You know?
Yeah.
And so I read the first couple of chapters getting you in the mood. I'm like, already there. And then it was like a few chapters on, these little things, which to be fair, I've heard everything about all of them before.
Nothing was groundbreaking, but
nothing new in that book.
He has laid it out in quite a nice way, and it's easy to digest.
It's codified quite well, I think. So it gave you a structure. And then it got towards the end, and I'm like, nah, I'm not reading any more of this. It's already 11 o'clock at night, and I want to get up at 5 tomorrow morning to do this thing. So I just jotted some stuff in my book and set the alarm for 5 and did that.
Yeah, I quite like it. It's not too bad. Some days I've been feeling really, really good once I've done all that. I just find it hard on the week that I start work at 5:30 in the morning. I find that really hard. But I think it's going to work well for my days that I've got off or when I'm doing the night shift.
Yeah, so do you do a different thing for your morning days?
No, I try. Oh, yeah, I cut it because he recommends. Well, one of the ways you can do it is a whole hour over the 6 things. I normally do the exercise for 20 minutes, and then I cut everything else down to fit in so the whole thing's half an hour for me.
Oh wow! So mine's
mine's
like 3 hours.
Because you can do a 6-minute quick thing, but that's because you go to the actual gym.
Yeah, so my actual exercise is going to the gym for an hour at 6 a.m. There's a 6 a.m. class that I go to.
See, I'm already at work for half an hour then.
Yeah, but I get up at 4 now. 4 o'clock is my wake up time.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, I know, it's great. I'm loving it. So so I get up at 4. I do 5 minutes of the silence, then 10 minutes of the affirmations, visualizations. Got a bit carried away with the visualizations this morning. It took 15 minutes, and then go through the other stuff, and then like today, Friday, I don't want to go to the class that they have at the gym, so I spent an hour or an hour and a half really that I'd normally go to the gym and do the gym thing, and then whatever I did working on the film. And did quite a bit of work on our upcoming film, Only Humane.
Yeah, I think that's the trick, though. I think you have to cut everything down and then have time to do what you want to work on and then go to your real job.
Yeah, and then go to your real job. So I got a hell of a lot done today.
Yeah.
And I have been getting consistently a lot more done because of this early morning start.
Yep.
Does mean that I'm not often still up after 9 o'clock.
I'm not very with it at evening anyway. I'm a morning person.
I'm
so
the same.
This is definitely going to work better for me. So it'll be great.
Yeah, I'm the same. You keep me up late and talk to me, and I just make less and less sense as the night goes on, with or without the whiskey.
Yeah, with or without the whiskey.
Yeah.
So that was the Miracle Morning.
Yeah. So check it out. We'll have a link to it on the show notes.
Yep, and he's got the first 2 chapters for free on his website, and you can look it up, and it's real simple, to be honest. So it's not rocket science, and you can just try it almost. Read the first 2 chapters, and you almost try it before you even buy it.
No, he's actually check out we'll put on the show notes the what do you call it? Podcast episodes that we listen to.
Yeah, because he actually walks right through it.
Yeah, and I don't know about the one you heard, but on the one that I listened to, he goes, you can go in here and download this free starter kit, and it'll get you started without.
Yeah, he does a 30-day starter thing, I think.
How long have you been doing it now?
A week and a half.
Oh, I'm up to day 25 or something now.
That was the thing that I said this to you. A lot of the people, there's a Facebook community you can join, and all these people, I'm onto my 2nd day or I'm onto my 20th day. But there was a guy that posted today, and he's on day 480.
Wow.
And 4 o'clock every morning, I think, for him.
Yeah.
And it's just been working really well. So he's just in that routine.
Yeah.
And I think it works really well if you have the exact same routine. Mine gets jumbled around every 2 weeks.
Days and nights and days and nights.
Yeah, but that's okay. So anyway, check that out. And with that, Chris, you know what time it is.
It's time to go and refill my whiskey. It was some other time.
It's the time to end the podcast because we're at our time limit.
All right. So this is for your benefit, lovely listeners.
We've already spoken about the website, so just go check us out on Facebook.
Yeah, no, I was going to say this is for your benefit. We keep it to 30 minutes to make it easy for you to listen to us in your commute or your walk to work.
Yeah, we don't want to drag things out too long because we know what it's like to listen to really long podcasts.
Yeah. All right, so if you did enjoy this, though, tell a friend and get them to have a look at our website.
Rate us on iTunes if you're an iTunes person.
Absolutely.
The Chris and Sam podcast on Facebook. We'd love to hear from you.
And we'll see if we can get some new giveaways and competitions.
Yeah, I've got a competition wrote up in my head, but I haven't worked out the technicalities of it. But it's going to be open for everyone in the world, and it's going to be something awesome.
All right, so with that, in suspense, we will leave you. I'm Chris, signing off from the Chris and Sam podcast.
You can't even form words because you're
No, I just need more whiskey.
Anyway, I'm Sam, and we'll catch you next time on the Chris and Sam podcast.
Bye.
See ya.
Hope you enjoyed the show. Make sure to subscribe and we'll catch you next week. Don't forget to tell your friends.